Can you show Zugzwang mate in one examples? Have you ever found yourself in a chess position where your opponent has to move, but any move they make leads to their defeat? This situation is known as Zugzwang. In the context of mate in one puzzles, a Zugzwang mate in one occurs when the opponent is forced to move, and no matter what they choose, it results in an immediate checkmate on the next turn. Let's break this down with some clear examples and explanations. First, let's define Zugzwang. The term means compulsion to move. In chess, players must make a move on their turn. Sometimes, this requirement puts them at a disadvantage. All possible moves weaken their position or lead to a loss. Zugzwang often appears in endgames, especially with kings and pawns. In these situations, the player who must move loses because they give up control of important squares or allow a decisive threat to emerge. Now, let's talk about Zugzwang mate in one. This is a specific scenario where the opponent is in Zugzwang, and any move they make allows the other player to deliver checkmate immediately on the next turn. For example, imagine a position where the opponent's king is trapped in a corner or confined by their own pawns and pieces. They have no safe squares to move to without being captured or checked. Since it is their turn, they must make a move. Any move they make opens the door for the other player to deliver checkmate in one. Here's a practical example. Suppose white has a queen and king position such that black's king is blocked by its own pawns and white's pieces. If it is black's turn to move, they are forced to move a pawn or their king. This move then allows white to deliver checkmate in one turn. If it were black's turn to skip moving, they could hold the position, but since they must move, they lose immediately. Zugzwang mate in one puzzles are great for learning how forcing moves and positional constraints can lead to an immediate victory. They show the importance of controlling key squares and limiting the opponent's options. In summary, Zugzwang mate in one examples illustrate how forcing an opponent to move can directly lead to an immediate checkmate. These puzzles highlight the strategic significance of Zugzwang in chess, especially in endgames and composed problems.